A Jacksonville family continues to mourn the death of a father of 12. Dante Swan was known for his big heart and deep love for his family, but on May 15th, violence met him at his front yard. New details are emerging in the Florida State University shooting case. Court documents reveal how the state plans to prosecute the accused gunman, Phoenix Eichner.
This flooding is no joke. I mean, you can see that one side of this road is completely closed, and we showed you that BMW earlier, the one you see here, that is partially submerged. You said that the Bridge of Lions is a completely different beast when it comes to wind gusts, so you all are handling that differently.
Absolutely. Interest rates have been high.
I'm telling you, that's why I'm riding my little Nissan Sentra till the wheels fall off. It's 10 years old, but that's okay. Someone's telling me not to open an umbrella indoors.
Bad luck.
Whoa, and I did it. These tire tracks tell the story. Neighbors here say it's been an issue for decades, and they've called on the county to stop this driving on the beach. Developing this morning, we now know the name of the man killed in a hit and run in an Arlington Walgreens parking lot. You can see that it's completely slammed into this roof here, and it's also damaged some power lines. Should be a vehicle fire here clearing up at Fort Caroline Road in Heathrow. Just want to let you know about it just in case you see it. Now to a night team update. A story of squatting we've been following for more than a year could soon be coming to a resolution. Basically, the top of the tire is all it takes. So again, you do not want to continue to drive through. Do you think that race is a factor here?
Race is definitely a factor.
This billboard of my cousin Gabriel that's also asking for answers surrounding his death is painful for my family to see, but also something his mother Rose hopes encourages someone to come forward. Every NFL owner voted to approve the deal between the Jaguars and the city of Jacksonville.
Give me a good spiral.
Oh, she got it.
Oh, nothing but net.
I am tall, they're a little short, but they said they can handle it. So I'm gonna put down the mic and have them do this act. Okay. Ooh. All right. Ooh. Is this it? Ah!
Live from the local station, News 4 Jax starts now.
On News 4 Jax at 4:30, the election countdown is on. Good morning. We will get to those top stories in just a moment, but we do want to get a look at the weather. Meteorologist Mark Collins joins us. And Mark, it does feel a little warm for it to be November. Election day is tomorrow, and more than 78 million Americans have already cast their ballots. That includes more than 7.5 million Floridians. News 4 Jax anchor Scott Johnson tells us the candidates are turning up the heat in the final hours of the campaign. And News 4 Jax is here to help you understand the big races and bring you the outcomes. So join us tonight at 8 for our Vote 2024 special, The Road to the White House. Covering Southeast Georgia, a Blackshear mother is pleading for answers after her daughter was shot and killed outside of her home last month. Time now is 4:34, and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is reviewing a series of online videos that show officers punching people in the stands at the Georgia-Florida game Saturday. We know at least 6 men are facing charges, but it's still unclear exactly what led to that violence. And the Jags are now 2-7 and tied for the worst record in the league after falling to the Philadelphia Eagles. This loss comes after losing to the Packers at home. In the third quarter, the game seemed out of reach for the Jags as they were down 22-0. However, the Jags started to come back. They stormed down the field as Trevor Lawrence ran in for a touchdown. And on the very next play, the Jaguars recovered a fumble for a touchdown, cutting the lead down to just 8. The two teams would trade touchdowns, leaving the Jags down 5 with nearly 2 minutes left in the game. However, Trevor Lawrence was intercepted in the end zone in the final seconds. The Jags fell to the Eagles 23-28.
Amanda, neighbors say they have tried everything.
Yeah, they say this fight goes beyond beach driving. It's about protecting a historic Black beach community and the legacy it was built on, recreation and relaxation without humiliation. But with cars still allowed to drive on the sand, neighbors say that vision isn't being honored. And after decades of asking for change, they're now taking that fight to the courtroom. For 35 years, Mark Dawkins has called American Beach home, a quiet, historic stretch of coastline where neighbors know each other and generations have come to enjoy the sun, the sand, and the sense of community. And it's Black history here in the area.
It is Black history, yes. Founded by A.L. Lewis, the first Black millionaire. Afro-American life insurance company. I mean, the history of American Beach goes without saying. It is a hidden gem.
He says living here has been a joy, but lately that joy has been clouded by frustration.
Dawkins says beach driving has been a long-standing issue during the entire time he's lived here. He says it continues to pose safety risks for families and threatens the fragile habitat of endangered sea turtles.
We just want the same protection that everyone else has.
Dawkins points out that a 1989 law banned beach driving in both Summer Beach and Amelia Island Resort, but still allowed it on American Beach. And he says that is unfair.
Let our dunes rebuild after storms like everyone else's dunes are allowed to build. Let our sea turtles benefit from not having driving and people running over them.
Pam Buncombe feels the same way.
I'm a walker. I walk the beach constantly in the mornings, and I'll see little baby turtles or turtles run over.
Dawkins and Buncombe, members of the nonprofit Save Historic American Beach, say constant beach driving is wearing down dunes already weakened by Hurricanes Ian and Nicole, leaving their homes more vulnerable to future storms.
We've had enough as a neighborhood because we are the only residential community here in Nassau County that has a drive-on access to the beach, and that shouldn't be.
They also believe the deeper issue may lie in the beach's very identity, a place founded by Black Americans as a refuge during segregation when they were barred from other beaches in the area. They worry that history is part of the reason their concerns are being ignored.
Do you think that race is a factor here?
Race is definitely a factor. I mean, my family has owned property here since 1990. We have been asking the county to stop beach driving at American Beach since 1990.
In response, the group sent a formal notice of intent to the county, accusing officials of violating the Endangered Species Act, and sent a picture of a dead loggerhead hatchling as proof the problem exists. They also brought in a coastal scientist to assess the damage. Her analysis compared the dunes at American Beach to those on nearby stretches where driving isn't allowed, and the results were clear. Vehicle traffic is not only harming wildlife, but actively preventing the dunes from recovering.
We want people to use the beach. We just don't want them to drive on the beach because it is a residential neighborhood. And there are kids and families that want to use this beach. Anytime you have the cars and trucks out here, those families are in danger.
These tire tracks tell the story. Neighbors here say it's been an issue for decades, and they've called on the county to stop this driving on the beach. However, they say after years of not getting any answers, they had no choice but to take legal action.
County leaders say they can't comment because of pending litigation, but News4JAX obtained their attorney's response, and they're pushing back hard. They call the accusations baseless, saying the evidence isn't enough to prove a violation of the Endangered Species Act, and points to that 1989 law that allows beach access and parking specifically on American Beach. They also note that beach driving has been happening there for nearly a century, and for now, it's here to stay.
As we're talking,
Yes, right.
SUV driving right on by.
Exactly.
And that's what you want to stop.
That's what we want to stop.
For Dawkins and his neighbors, it's not just about beach access. They say it's about being treated fairly and keeping their community safe.
The county should just do the right thing and protect us like they protect everyone else, and we wouldn't have to go to court over this issue.
100 children and adults learned how to swim for free.
It means that that's 1,300 that the families won't have to walk behind at a funeral procession. That's what it means to me personally, because I walk behind my son, and the lasting effects, it lasts for years and years.
With drowning rates historically higher among Black children than any other race, Joyce also made sure this year students saw more representation in the pool.
It's very important for a 4-year-old Black young man to walk on deck and see a lifeguard that looks like him. It makes him want to swim harder. It makes him want to get in the water and do what he got to do.
Now in year 6, Joyce is doubling the number of people learning to swim this summer from 150 to 300, focusing on getting more Black Americans in the water. She also took her message to principal of Becoming Collegiate Academy, Cameron Frazier. Frazier and most of his school, 53 students and some of their parents, are getting in the water this summer.
What do you hope people learn from seeing you out here getting in the water?
And a lot of my students at my school do not know how to swim. And it was important for me as the leader of our community to, 1, encourage them to learn, and 2, to jump in the water with them and to become more confident in the water as a swimmer.
Frazier's students say they're excited to learn something new.
It feel good. To learn how to swim because you can save people's lives. You're going to jump off. I'm going to cannonball, and then I'm going to cover my nose and put these on so I can see.
By the end of his first lesson, Frazier eventually made it to the deep end of the pool with help from a paddleboard and his swim instructor.
Mr. Frazier, you can do it. Come on, Mr. Frazier. Come on, kid. I was so excited I could scream.
Councilman Reggie Gaffney Jr. is also taking lessons for the first time after reaching out to Joyce earlier this year.
Hey, so I'm excited. You know, I'm a little bit nervous.
Gaffney says at 38 years old, he finally wants to learn the life-saving skill.
I never want to be at the mercy of someone else, you know, so I want to put myself in a position when I can save someone else.
He remembers water-related activities not really being much of an option growing up.
Being on the north side, there's not many swimming pools. You know, the affordability of it, the access, the representation, you know, it was never a priority. It was never, I was never inspired by someone to learn how to swim.
Joyce says both men are becoming that inspiration to children and adults by taking this step.
Those two men will touch thousands, and the word will get out that it's okay. You don't have to be afraid.
She says although she lost her only child, she's gained so many through what's become her life's work.
What keeps you going?
All these children belong to me. I know they come here with their parents, their biological parents, but I feel like I gave birth to each one of these children on the deck. That keeps me going, and it makes me know that my son is so proud of what I am doing. They all belong to me.